Hello friends, welcome back to Ekeeda. So as of now, we have seen the theory part regarding the topic seepage analysis. Okay, now let us see some problem based on that. Now first read the question. Water is flowing at a steady rate through a homogeneous and saturated horizontal soil strip of 15-meter length. So let us assume there is a soil strip. It is having a length of 15 meters. The strip is being subjected to a constant water head of 8 meters. So at the beginning and 3 meter at the end. So at the beginning, what is the head they are talking about? 8 meter. And at the end, what they are talking about? The head is 3 meter. The governing equation of the flow. So in between starting to the ending, how the head is changing, that is with respect to the d square h divided by dx square is equal to 0. And what they are saying, x is the distance along the horizontal strip. Let us assume that your x is starting from this point. The value of h at the middle of the strip. That means we have to find at the middle of the strip. Let us say that your x is starting from this point. What about the middle distance? 7.5. So at middle strip, that is at 7, x equal to 7.5 meter. What will be your head available? Now, how can we proceed? Do we have to recall any formulas here? So if you remember clearly, so I'd say it is like a mathematical equation. Why? Because if we can differential equation is given corresponding to the variation of the flow, that's it. You obtain the solution for that equation. So what is the solution given? D square h divided by dx square is equal to 0. Integrate one time. How much you will get? You will get dh by dx, that will be equal to c1. Again integrate another time. H, that will be equal to, we can say, c1x plus c2. That means how many unknowns we are having? 2. If you want to solve these two unknowns, how many equations you need? 2, isn't it? So for that, what are the boundary conditions? In the given question itself, it is mentioned that at x equal to 0, what is the head available? 8 meter. And also at the end point, that means at how much distance? 15 meter. What is the head available? 3 meter. So if I substitute these two equations here, then if I substitute this equation here, then now I'm getting that my C2 will be equal to 8. Next, substitute this equation. Then you will get that C1 will be equal to minus 1 by 3. So how your head is varying, that will be in terms of C1 minus 1 by 3x plus C2 is nothing but 8. At what point we need the head? At a distance of 7.5 meter. That's it. Substitute the value. H will be equal to minus 1 by 3 into 7 plus 8. 7 by 3 plus 8. So if you solve this, we'll get this value is around 5.5 meter. So what is the head available at that point? 5.5 meter. Okay, it is not more like any formula related question, but in general, even if you understood the question, then if you know this small concept, then we could have answered. Okay, then move on to the next. What is the given data? To provide safety against piping failure with a factor of safety 5, what should be the maximum permissible exit gradient for the soil with specific gravity and porosity? So we have to find out the I permissible value. So how can I find out the I permissible? That is what nothing but critical hydraulic gradient divided by factor of safety. Factor of safety is given as 5. Then how about the critical gradient? They are given as specific gravity and they are given as porosity. Then what is the equation? If you remember, the equation will be g minus 1 into 1 minus n. That will be equal to 2.65 minus 1 into 1 minus 0.35. Substitute in the fraction. So if you solve this, we'll get this value is around 1.07. That's it. Substitute the value here, 1.07 divided by 5. So permissible hydraulic gradient that you will obtain as 0.215. Just a direct formula oriented question. Move on to the next. What is the given data? A flow net constructed to determine the seepage through an earthen dam which is homogeneous but anisotropic. Okay, give 4 flow lines. So how many number of flow lines are given? 4. 16 equipotential drops. That means equipotential drops are given as 16. The coefficient of hydraulic conductivity in the horizontal direction. Hydraulic conductivity is nothing but a permeability along horizontal. How much it is given? 0.6 into 10 power 7 meter per second. Along vertical direction, A subset we have written down. How much it is given? 1.5 into 10 power minus 7 meter per second. So what we have to find? If the head is available 15 meter, so they are given head available is 15 meter. So what we have to find? CP is per unit length of the beam. So what do you remember the seepage length? In general, the seepage flow will obtained as K into H into NF by ND. But here is it isotropic? No, it is anisotropic. So wherever there is an anisotropic, we have to take the equivalent value. So here we are having two perpendicular values. So how can I find the equivalent value? That is nothing but under the root KH into KV. That's it. So if you find KH into KV, then you will get this value as around 3 into 10 power minus 7. Substitute the value here. Equivalent value 3 into 10 power minus 7. Head available is 15. Number of flow is given as 4. Potential drops is given as 16. So if we solve this, the flow will happen here, that is nothing but a 11.25 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter cube per second per meter length of the beam, right? So this is also direct formula oriented question, but as they have given the two different values, do not think that you have to take the least value or maximum value. If it is anisotropic, the equivalent value you have to take. That is what nothing but another root KH into KY. Move on to the next. What is given? For a sheet pile wall constructed in soil having effective grain size is given. So what is meant by effective grain size? If you remember effective grain size, I will say it is a D10. That is what nothing but 0.15 mm. Okay. The difference of upstream and downstream water level. That means they have given the head available. Or what is the head difference? 4.5 meter. If the flow nets are drawn, that means they are given that if flow net drawn for the problem yields 3 as the ratio of head drops to the number of flow channels. So what are the head drops? Head drops we will define it as ND. Flow channels we will define it as NF. So how much it is obtained? 3. So what we have to find? We have to find out the discharge. How can I find the discharge? Again, permeability into H into NF divided by ND. H value we know. And what about NF by ND? ND by NF is given. Don't be in a hurry that you can take 3 value. But we need to find NF by ND. That is what nothing but a 1 by 3. Now how can I find out this K value? So for finding K value, what they are given? Effective drain size is given and Hazen constant is also given. So effective drain size and Hazen's constant is given. Then out about the hydraulic conductivity or K value. This I can say is a C into D10 square. Always remember, if you substitute your effective grain size in mm, then you will get your K value in centimeters per second. That is, if C is nothing but a given as 1.1 into, I am substituting D10 value in mm, 0.15 whole square. If you solve this, you will get your K value as 0.0247 centimeter per second. Here H is we are taking in meter, so let us convert this in meter. Then how much will get? 2.47 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters per second. That's it. Substitute the value here. K value 2.47 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Head available 4.5 and what about NF by ND? 1 by 3. That's it. If you solve this, we'll get this value as around 3.7 into 10 power minus 4. This is what the discharge happening through that soil. Fine. Next, move on to the next problem. So it is like a theoretical question, right? Now, what are the options are given? So out of this four statement, we have to pick up what is the correct option. Now, I'll read the statements. So, what is a phreatic line? Suppose if I am taking an any earth dam, so it will be like phreatic line. So, if you remember that it will be in the shape of parabola, and also we have discussed that it will be of atmospheric pressure. That means we can say that it is of zero water pressure. So this statement is correct, this statement is correct. It is not an equipotential line, it is not an elliptical shape. So how many statements are correct? Only 3 and 4 statements are the correct. Okay, as of now we have seen the problems that are only direct formula oriented. In the next question, we will solve a problem based on the tandem or by using the flow lines and equipotential lines. Let us see again how to find again CPH, and we'll see how to find pressure head, elevation head, and also we'll see also how to find the exit gradient in the next lecture. Thank you.